that can talk. How did you meet Jay-Z?
Clark Kent introduced him. Clark Kent was A&R at East West. And he had signed this group I had when I was like 19. He had signed the Future Sound, and then he put me on to Original Flavor. But he had, I'll get you the deal, but you got to give me 20 racks. And then we would just go buy pellets. You know what I'm saying? And
that was you and Clark.
That was our hustle. That was our 1-2. It's mad 1-2 hustles in
right.
the business. You know what? You know, nigga. You know the one thing about the music business is the skim. Everybody gets a little skim. You know, and that's the thing is a lot of people have to have their accounts recoupable to the skim, and they create a business for the skim. I mean, that was a lot of what we was talking about in Montana. It was almost like we had a very intense conversation about independence and radio and the importance of it, but I still want you on my side for the interview, so I feel we talk about that later. But, you know what I'm saying? So, but,
I'm on your side, bro.
I know you are, bro. We always been brothers and shit, and we've been men. So, you know, we always could talk a certain way, and we always move forward, and that's what I respect about you, and that's why I'm here. Yeah. And I like the way you're doing the old school chain under the shirt.
Got you, man.
Like
old school guy, old school chain.
Don't I got one of them chains sitting on the thing right now? It's a little bigger, but it's hollow.
Gold.
It's hollow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gold. His is.
Is it? That's gold?
No.
Oh, you got the little silver joint?
Yep.
Alright, I got you.
Why does it got to be a little silver joint?
Because it is.
Why can't it be my big ass fucking silver dookie rope?
That's what you
That's
say.
what I like.
That's what you say when you look in the mirror.
Yeah, it is. It is.
But that's what I said when I looked at you.
I don't care.
I know.
What I do care about is this. Jay-Z and you guys ended off on, because I got to ask you some questions that everybody cares about. Not that I haven't been, but Jay-Z and you, when you guys kind of parted ways, however you want to say it, there was a little tension.
Yeah,
is that still there?
I mean,
are y'all cool?
I don't like the way the business went, you know.
Would y'all have a drink and chat and talk about doing some new shit?
I'm gonna give you the answer if you let me.
Okay.
Like I said, first of all, it was like 15 years ago. So I moved on. But at the time, yeah, I was very resentful at the way the business was because I was always in it for the friendship, and the move he made was straight business, but it wasn't fair to the company. So there's no more Rocafella, there's no more Rockware, there's nothing else that exists. And I spent a lot of time building that brand so other people could benefit from it. So I was just disappointed in how the business came before the everything. And also, you know, he was my best friend, so it was like, damn, that's my homie. Like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't really never in the business for the money. If that was the case, I would have never just gave it all away. I just liked how much fun we had, you know what I'm saying? So I thought it was about something different. So, you know, it's natural to be hurt. You know,
what ended it? Like, what was the one thing that made you guys decide, or him decide, or you decide?
What had happened was Jay was like he wanted more of the money, like a year or two before we were fucking done with the deal. Like we had a deal, it was based on a formula. We sold it based on a multiple. You understand what I'm saying? And it was an amount of years. So he was already saying like I want more of the bread, and I was like I'm not giving nothing more of the bread. And he wanted the bread. He wanted Biggs' bread, and I was like, Biggs is ready to give it up. But we had like an OG, and he kind of squashed it, you know. And then he died. You know what I'm saying? My OG Deuce. And you know, the next time around for the negotiation, you know, I think the people around him, from what I hear, you know, like a Steve Style, whatever, were like, yo, why split it 3 ways when you can split it 1? You don't have to really. And Leo, you know, all that. So he made a business decision there. And I left myself vulnerable because he was my best friend. So, like, had I known he could make that move, I would have protected myself from that kind of stuff. But I was like, all right, you got me. But what I didn't like was how they made it like we had a problem with each other because we never did. And I also don't like the fact that nobody ever asked him about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
why do you think that is?
You the one that, when last time you went to Rio?
Never. I mean, me and Jay know each other, but there was never a time.
Did you ever ask him?
No.
Why?
I never had that opportunity.
So that's the question you got to ask yourself.
I think he.
So everybody in the press ask yourself.
He might make it a little difficult for people.
Nah. It's no difficult for me. I'm transparent. I can't nothing now. So everybody that does any interviews at all, if the elephant. See, I always address the elephant in the room. So right now, to me, the elephant in the room should be like, how come y'all as press never asked that man? And get the answer. So stop. It's like y'all asked me, but I feel like I'm crying about it like the shit was so long ago.
No, I feel you.
So it's like, yo, ask him. You know, like why y'all just get his side? Like, tell him how he justified what he did. How he justified saying, yo, I want to do it and I don't want to do it with them no more. And how, you know, there's no more Rocafella. And just ask all and everybody that you work with, why you never you asked anyone that interviewed him why. Martinez,
yeah.
you know, Charlemagne, you know, anybody that's ever interviewed. You're scared to ask that man that question. Will he not give you an interview if you ask that question at any time? Right? So call somebody out to ask the question that you seen him with.
It's probably...
You want to know. Because I can't tell you his truth. I can only tell you why. I don't have the answers as to why he did what he did. So I can't give you no answer. You got to ask that man. Yo, I did not know what was going on. Like, I found out things now. I'm like, God damn. Like, you see when I was running around that Def Jam room, I was like, you could have never told me he knew about that meeting. I found out he knew. I ran into Steve Stout the other day. He told me everything. I'm like, damn, God damn. So y'all ask him. I was a fool back then. Put it like that. I didn't see a lot of things that were going on. It was more personal than business, and I should have been more business.
I don't do a lot of these kind of interviews. You know that, right?
Yeah, neither do I.
And when I had the opportunity to do this, I'm like, because I'm a DJ,
but
I want to explain something. I break records. I have artists up. We break records. But when I had the opportunity to do this, and it was brought to my attention, I said, yeah, you know what? Dame and I just had a good conversation in Wyoming, a private conversation. I would love to interview him. I don't get the opportunity a lot of times, nor do I want to interview a lot of artists on this level because it's boring to me.
And a lot of artists.
A celebrity, famous people, call it whatever the fuck you want. Because you do have some of that.
Can I just say something about the narrative?
Entrepreneurs.
Can I just say something about the narrative? They keep putting me against somebody that's a rapper. I'm a businessman.
Okay.
Put me up against Lee.
Right.
So
I'm getting to...
It's not a fair fight.
The reason why, if I interviewed Jay, I would ask that in a heartbeat. But a lot of people in the music industry, in the radio industry, probably are exactly that. They're scared to ask him that for fear of what they might not get from him as a radio station, what kind of support. Whereas they'll ask you because they look at it like, what do we need from Dame?
Is that fair?
I know what I need from Dame.
Is that fair reporting?
No,
is that fair reporting?
And I agree 100%.
So just tell me what it is, don't justify it. I don't care what it is. Do what's right by the people, do what you paid for, and ask the questions.
That's right.
Period. That's what y'all get paid to do. So y'all should ask them the right questions. Ask them the elephant in the room. It shouldn't be a negotiation because at the end of the day, people are supposed to be investing in the fact that you guys are telling the truth.
Right.
So if you're not asking that question, that's just like that's like lying to the people. You're only telling them what's going to get you access.
You're only asking the questions that
keep a man in the room, B. That's politics, bro. We don't do that. Hip hop is real. That's the purpose of music. So you could communicate and you could tell your truth in a very respectful way. I ain't disrespecting nobody. I'm just telling what my experience. I'm not calling nobody out. Y'all ask me questions, I'm answering. But I ain't gotta hide nothing.
So I want to talk about.
I asked Biggs about that. Why don't somebody ask Biggs? Like Biggs is home. Yeah. He's been home for 3 years. He's outside. Nobody asked those questions. You know, I get with Nori. This nigga asks me every question under the sun. He get Leo in the room. He get Biggs in the room. No questions. And that's my man. That's my brother. He get me every day. Like every now and again, I'll be like, yo, why you know? I don't get it. I don't understand. But y'all can ask these questions because they about the past. So I gotta keep chewing through the past every interview.
Do you think maybe it's because you have a persona that's approachable?
I'm supposed to be approachable. I'm the one supposed to be crazy.
I know.
I'm crazy.
But come on.
And it be the nerdiest motherfuckers that be robbing.
But do you feel like some of these guys and girls, but
I don't even care.
Make it. But listen.
I don't have time for that.
Okay. I'm trying to address why these people may not, Nori or Angie or whoever, may not ask certain questions to artists. Is it because, to me, it's a compliment to you? Because people feel comfortable.
Let me say this. I only said it to stimulate the conversation. I have no answers. But now that I said it, I called out names. Hopefully now the questions will be asked. That's the only reason why, bro. You understand? I'm just like, God damn, yo, ask this man every 10 years to say. So ask him, but y'all gotta. My question to y'all is, why don't y'all ask him? And you just answered it, so we can move on.
Cool. If anybody listening to this wants to, Jay, I'll ask all these questions, Jay. We'll see if we get answers.
Ask him, B.
Let's talk about Poppington.
Yes, thank you.
Poppington.
I mean, that's my.
Thank you for the socks.
I appreciate that you're thanking me for that. But you got, it's all good.
You have socks for named after your dog.
Well, my dogs. I love my dogs, and everything I make is usually something real. That's from my point of view, and it's a brand that reflects me and my girl, my wifey for life, Rocafella. And
I'm opening these socks to see what they have to do with your dog. Oh, I see.
Fetch guy. He likes to play fetch.
Okay.
But you know, I got my other dog, Dusko. You know, Dusko, and then we got CEO, which is the mentality. We got the movie. We make them in North Carolina, the American. I can guarantee you it's gonna be the best sock you ever made. But you know, we also make. We just launched the cut and sew line, our first cut and sew, and you know, it's the blackout. It's all black fleece. So you know, you got the Kleenex and the hoodies and you know, basic things that people need with a good cut, a good fit. You know what I'm saying? But again, it's not blanks. You know, we made it here in America. And then we also put like our merch that Kanye designed in DTLR, and we made those because we had to have it in source at a certain price point, but I didn't sacrifice any quality. We made that in Africa. So basically on an independent level, I'm doing everything that everyone else does, make a movie like Disney, get it in the stores, benefit off the ancillary. I can make all the things that everyone else can make, but make it exactly perfect in the way with good materials, source that I get to do with my girl, so there's love in everything that we do, and then everything that you're wearing is a reflection of my mentality or something that's real, even down to my liquor. You know, Dusko wine and spirits, I got a Dusko whiskey, and I got a Dusko Blue, which is a Riesling wine.
Wait, before we get
all
into
independent though.
where can we get Poppington? Mainly online?
Only direct to consumer is the way. Poppington.com. You can go to
Poppington.com.
You get it direct. Like watching the middleman sell it to you, I can sell it right to you. And I don't make a lot of it because I don't want everybody to have it. So we only make like 200 or 300 pieces. Actually, this first one we only did 150 pieces, right? And we probably almost sold out.
Have you helped Ye at all with his fashion stuff?
I mean, we talk. I don't have a direct.
Yeah, but how is y'all's relationship?
It's good. You know, I think he respects me as a person that gives him information, and he respects everything I've done for him, and he makes sure every time I come around that I'm treated a certain way, and I respect that because no one else has done that. But also.